welcome to another episode of The Nonsense Review. I am your host, as always, Devon, and joining me, equally as always, is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
And if you're new to the podcast, before we get into the meat of our reviewing, we like to briefly discuss goings-on in the world and how our weeks have been. So, to that end, Rick, how have you been, buddy?
Personally, the one thing that I started doing this week is I started playing Pokemon Clover. If you've not heard of it, it's 4chan's Pokemon ROM hack, and so far it has not disappointed in how amusing it is.
Is it amusing because it's actually well made, or is it amusing because it's full of the memes?
Both. There's a guy in, the first Pokemon Center. He asks you a question. Do you know the difference between a carpet and toilet paper? And if you say yes, he goes, oh yeah, good for you. And if you say no, he just shouts, it was you!
That's pretty good. Mind you, this isn't the first 4chan related video game that has been well made, shall we say. We'll confess to the world, shall we, how we're both fans of Kato Shoujo.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the better introductions to visual novels for a newbie, and it's nice and heartfelt, even though the subject matter is inelegantly named. If you translate it directly into English, it does kind of have the common connotation of gimpy chicks.
Yeah, but that's why you don't translate it to English. It's a fun, heartfelt little game.
It is.
But it does make me want to strangle the protagonist, though, sometimes, because the options you're sometimes given, as with any visual novel, are just like, these options are both stupid, why would you do either of these things?
It makes me think of the School Days one, where you can choose not to do either of the options, and actually staying silent is the correct choice.
Oh, fair enough. I'm not personally familiar, but yeah, the more options you give a player in a visual novel type setting, the better. But yes, anything else?
Out in the wide world, there's a couple of video games been teased. There's the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
I'm convinced that this is going to get a PC port somewhere down the line, and they're going to be like, own it first on PlayStation. It's going to be one of those deals.
It's a very difficult one to keep just to the PlayStation. However, the other one that's been announced is Spider-Man 2, specifically the Sony Spider-Man. Yeah, that one is going to stay on the PlayStation.
There was a little 1.5 minute long trailer, and it does have me hyped. Being able to play as both Spider-Men is a thrilling prospect, because I like both characters so much. It's a bit of a spoiler for the game I'm currently playing, because it means Peter Parker does not die.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine. I'm okay with knowing that knowledge.
If you've seen the spoiler, then it also means you don't deal with the one other character that's playable.
I'll be honest with you, Rick, I looked at the achievement list for the game I'm playing, and I know the final boss is not that character, and therefore, if it's not the final boss, then what's the point?
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, it's exciting, and it's going to show a very different Venom to the current incarnation of Venom on the big screen, because, yeah, I think I've said this before, they look like they're doing a very comedic thing with Eddie Brock and Venom as a duo on the big screen going forward, and I'm not a big fan of that, but, you know, it is what it is. It's what people want to see in superheroes nowadays, so that's what Sony's banking on.
Yeah, I think what you said was that they've essentially turned Eddie Brock into Flash Thompson.
I never said that.
Did you not?
Flash Thompson's not that funny.
No, but, in terms of the heroism aspect.
No, I don't care about the heroism part. I care about the fact that he is a comedic character.
Sure.
A lot of the jokes are based around, haha, the Venom symbiote's his own thing, we're a comedy duo, and it's like, that's kind of not what Venom and Eddie are. That's not what Venom ever is.
No.
Unless he's been attached to Deadpool, but then again, he gets a bit crazy because Deadpool's fucked up.
Yeah, he gets the crazy from Deadpool, not giving it to him in a feedback loop.
That's exactly it.
I guess there is the little offshoot of that is they also announced a Wolverine game, but I don't know much about that.
I don't know fuck all either, but it's made by the same developers as the Spider-Man game, so it's not going to be shit. If it's shit, then I don't know what to say, really, because, you know, they've got the pedigree.
And they also did Sunset Overdrive on the Xbox One, which was, all super mobile, which is where they got the pedigree for Spider-Man 1 from.
Is that the fucking weird cyberpunk-ish game?
Kind of. It's more punk.
Yeah, but there's a real pop of colour, is what I mean, in the environments. It's a very colourful game.
Yeah, it's colour punk. You're going around parkouring. There's an energy drink that has turned people into zombies.
I have seen footage of this. The game looks interesting, shall I say. I probably wouldn't have picked it up.
What's really fun is when our friend Chris was streaming it early on, one of the developers popped into his stream.
But yes, before we actually started recording the podcast, I did want to piggyback on your news on the PlayStation announcements. They shared a little bit about God of War Ragnarok. I don't believe they shared a fucking release date, but whatever. They've shown us the design for Thor, and boy am I excited.
Yeah.
He is not designed to look like the average fucking, I'm gonna fuck you up with my muscles man. He looks like, well, what you'd expect a berserker sort of to look like from the area. He's not got a chiseled physique, he's got a bit of blubber on him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a Norseman berserk, rather than a pro wrestler that happens to have a hammer.
Absolutely. Also, this is a Thor that's set after his prime, as it were, because in God of War 1, it's firmly established that Thor's already done most of his Thor things. Like, at this point in his life, he's sort of living in the lap of luxury. He's taking it easy, for lack of a better word. So so of course he's going to have a bit more fat on him. He's not actively fighting and slaying people. But yeah, I'm excited for God of War Ragnarok. It's going to be fun.
Anyway, that's enough about me and the things that I have picked up out of the universe. What about you? How's your week been?
Well, last week, as you probably know, I watched Shang Chi with a couple of friends. That film's good. It's a Marvel film. It was always going to be fun. It did a really good job of taking the Marvel formula, because Marvel has a formula, you can't say it doesn't. And they just threw a bit of kung fu in there. If you're into kung fu movies, there's enough in there to get your taste buds tingling, as it were. Fucking top movie. I'd highly recommend it. I don't really need to flog the goddamn film. If you look at all the numbers released since the film's come out, like, it's fucking smashing it out the park. The guy who plays Shang-Chi is laughing at all the people who said it wouldn't be a success. It's great.
Yeah. It's the first MCU film to be made since the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, because all the other shit wasn't made during the pandemic, it just got postponed because of it. On a semi-related note, we are Team Scarlet, by the way. We hope she wins her lawsuit against Disney.
Oh, absolutely. Because Disney's already got that money. It's not a case of they're losing money. They're just redistributing it to where it needs to be.
Like, the thing that actually bugs me is the audacity of Disney putting out a statement going, oh, we just think Scarlet's being so selfish. There's so many people who have been put out of work, and she's trying to get more money. And it's like, no, Disney, you don't get to pull that fucking card, you pricks.
Yeah, she's trying to get the money that she's owed in her contract from you that you already have.
Even taking that element out of it, it's fucking Disney. Granted, less so on the film side and more on the theme park and other side sort of things, but they've actively been putting their staff in harm's way the entire pandemic. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a self-righteous rant. It's something we do from time to time. But yeah, there's just two things I really want to talk about as well that have happened in the world.
Sure.
Australian football.
Okay.
The other day, I just had the TV on in the background and there was some Australian football being played. I have no idea what the fuck the numbers mean, but boy, is that game weird.
Yeah, it is.
In the bottom left-hand corner, they've got 3 rows of numbers. I assume they're scores of some kind, but I don't know what's the main score, what's the important bit. I just don't get it. But fuck all that. Every single Australian football player has a porn mustache.
I didn't know that.
It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Jesus Christ. I couldn't tell you the teams that were playing, but fuck me, every one of them looked like they were fucking like related to Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, I think the standard description for the Aussie rules football is similar to American football. It's a fight in pursuit of the leather egg.
Yeah, except in this, they don't have all the fucking pads.
No.
So I assume they can't do the bullshit, stupid tackles that give people concussions.
Yeah, it's a lot more like rugby, and the rules are there to prevent permanent injury rather than, the body armour.
As a fan of wrestling, I'm very iffy when it comes to concussions in general, so American football makes me very uneasy. Anyway, I was going to say moving on to brighter topics, but it's really not. Do you want to talk about how fucking the Taliban have successfully taken over Texas?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Do you know what I'm referring to here?
Oh, you're talking about the abortion law, that you can get a bounty for reporting anyone who not only has an abortion, but who advises someone on abortion, who drives someone to a clinic, and the one who performs it themselves, including the ancillary staff of the place.
Yeah.
And it's so evil that even Uber and Lyft, who are not exactly the standing pillars of the community in terms of worker rights, have gone and set up a defence fund for any of their workers who get caught up in this bullshit.
It's so silly. No, it's not even silly. No, you got it right. It's pure fucking evil. It's a bunch of people who don't have to deal with the problem of pregnancy in the first fucking place, telling people that, no, you got pregnant, you got to fucking deal with it.
And they don't give a shit about the child as soon as it's out either.
There was a screenshot on Reddit of someone on Reddit saying how, okay, everybody in Texas who's pro-life, there's X amount of children in foster care and X amount of children who need to be adopted. I want to see these numbers go down in the next month. And the first comment back was, pro-life isn't about that. It's not pro-life, it's, I want to control people's bodies because fuck you.
Yeah, they're wanting to bank on the person putting themselves into permanent poverty and not having the opportunity that they would have had beforehand.
It's fucking ridiculous. But the thing that really drives home how crazy these fucking people are is a lot of the people fucking going on interviews to, say, no, this law is good, this is what we must do, don't refer to women as women. Have you heard this?
Do they just talk about them as females?
No, even worse than that, they are host bodies.
Oh, boy.
That is literally how an alien would describe someone who was pregnant, was, no, this is the host body for the offspring.
I was literally going to say, that sounds like something the symbiote would say.
Like, literally, they see women who get pregnant as, you are no longer a person, you are a host for this baby, we don't care what happens to you as long as the thing inside you is safe. That's fucked!
This is the xenomorph law.
Boy, I don't know what image I'm going to be using for this part of the discussion, Rick. Can't think of anything that's fun in this. It's fucked up. Texas Jesus, fucking pull your finger out. We can't do nothing. We live in fucking the UK, of all things. We can't have anything less to do with this shit, other than to look menacingly from across the pond and go, what the fuck y'all doing?
I guess the nicest thing you can have is a really sad-looking Ned Flanders.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's good. We might use that. Let's try and be a bit more upbeat and positive for the rest of the episode, eh?
Yep.
To that end, Rick, what the fuck are we doing, buddy?
We're watching Beastars. This is a thing that's on Netflix. It's from Japan. It's 3D animated, and we're starting with Season 1, Episode 1. We are watching it in Japanese with English subtitles. If you want to watch along with us, that's 3, 2, 1, and go.
Boy, I say let's go try and be upbeat and happy, but I'm pretty sure this show is creepy as fuck.
Oh, it's definitely creepy as hell. And they're doing the thing where they're plugging it as a Netflix original, which I actually think they did put a lot of their money into bringing it over, at least.
Plus Ultra, isn't that a fucking My Hero thing?
It is.
I need to turn this the fuck down. Oh boy, just getting right into it, eh?
Yep. Yeah, the Wolfie guy has encountered a little rabbit and his own instincts.
The logo's pretty sweet, I'll give it that.
It is, yeah.
Starting on a blood moon is never a good thing.
Now, the downside of this episode from a reaction standpoint is that there is a lot of artsy shots that we're not going to be able to react too well to.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
Like right now, we're seeing a guy get chased through a school.
He's a sheep by the looks of things. Oh, wow, that is a very nice shot.
I do like how the colours are used here as well, yeah. I think this guy's an alpaca.
I think that's just because of the fucking human proportions put on it, maybe.
Yeah, when the light turned out, it went into essentially just a white outline of something in incredibly dark blue.
Also, the sheep/alpaca/thing is saying, you're really going to eat a classmate, how dare you?
We took classes together. It's more of we're friends, I can't believe you've done this.
I don't know, man. Just because you take a class with some fucker doesn't make you friends.
Oh, but it gives you some kind of implied camaraderie.
Does it, though? Man, what they're essentially saying is, like, hey, by the way, so this society is based on 50% of you are born to be cannibals and 50% of you are born to be prey exclusively. Let's see what happens if we all throw you into a society together. Fuck that. If you were a prey, what you should do is fucking find an island with a bunch of other prey, stick together and wage war.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much what they bring up as far as I'm aware.
Boy, that's a scary looking shot. The moor coming in at you. I suppose that's the point, eh?
Yep.
Look at that hippo on the fucking sign.
The stone hippo. Oh, it is actually just boys and girls and not just carnivores in blue and non-carnivores in white.
Well, you could see in the last shot that the dude being chased, the sheep had the shirt on as well, and he's a...
Yeah, fair enough. I've blinked since then.
Fair.
We don't know if it was a student yet. Yeah, but it was definitely a carnivore.
Oh, yeah. Alright, listen, the parrot is pretty cute. I want to give her a head pat.
Yeah, so they're talking about how the drama club is one of the clubs that's known for interspecies relations between carnivore types and herbivore types.
Right. Man, I already hate this.
Today's special, seafood veggie platter. Because that's good for herbivores.
Yeah.
Then again, I think in the Far East, they just don't see fish as meat.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one, isn't it? Because, you know... here we go, here's a better example. Half of you are cannibals, the other half are vegetarians.
Yeah. Obligate vegans.
Oh, wow. Isn't there a saying in drama, the show must go on?
Yep.
That rhino, what is going on with the proportions?
She's got far too cute a voice for the way she looks, and I feel bad for saying it.
Well, she looks like she should be thicker set, if you get me.
Maybe so.
But then maybe that's just my Western point of view. I'm talking as if I'm one of those weeaboos who fucking hates people who don't like things that are Japanese.
Yeah, she should be a Rhyhorn.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, they've literally split themselves up.
Why is there a hippo on the fucking carnivore side?
Maybe because they read the story about how the hippo ate the dwarf in the cannon.
Alright, listen. I'm just saying, should there not be a third subsect of people who are omnivores? Because there's a fucking mandarin on the herbivore side. They're omnivores too.
Yeah. I think it's just because he's colourful.
There's a flamingo. They eat fish. I know you said Japanese don't see fish as meat, but you know.
Yeah. They also don't see bacon as meat for some reason.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Just crumble it up over your salad. It's just bacon. It's fine. It's just there for salt. I know there's not meat in that. And if you argue, you're wrong, apparently, according to the guys. So here's the thing. The subtitles are really good for me because when I was watching this in English, and I watched about a third of this episode in English, I just couldn't catch any of the names because some of them are just really weird names, like Legoshi. Not a normal English name.
It's not even a Japanese name.
No. It's a difficult name to learn without having it written down.
Now, I gotta feel like this is like a red herring type thing, and this is setting him up as to be creepy, but not actually the dude. But you know, I fucking hate this type of thing.
Yeah, like, it's a good way of setting it up though, because he's set up to be creepy, but also it's giving you enough time with him to establish that he is essentially the main character now. Out come the scissors.
Alright, for real though, why isn't every herbivore packing some kind of weapon?
Yep. Stop threatening me, I'm giving you a love letter. The reason that he looked like he was stalking her was because he was stalking her until she was alone, so he could get her alone.
That's still creepy as fuck. I know it's a very Japanese sort of trope, but you know.
Yeah. It's, to not pressure someone into something while they're being watched.
But at the same time, stalking though.
She's really softened up now, which is really, really just letting down all the guard over being murdered, if that was what he wanted to do right now.
Yeah, why do I get the feeling this girl is not making it to the end of the episode, though?
I don't know if there are any more deaths in the student council for a while.
Where's she put? Oh, okay, Drama Club, you just made the fuck up. It's fine.
Yeah. In the student body is what I meant.
Well, you were technically correct. Oh, I didn't realise that was the implication.
Yep, the love letter isn't from him; it's from the friend.
I mean, I knew it wasn't from. I knew he was delivering it on behalf of someone, but I didn't realise he was delivering it on behalf of the guy who literally just got murdered.
Yep.
Fuck, that's. Listen to this fucking Japanese lady and singing in the background. It's awesome. It's very jazzy, very Persona. Not Persona, Disgaea.
Yeah. She's not that furry, but she does still have human fingernails.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Rather than having claws or anything.
I really don't like his body language at all. He looks very much. He looks older than he's meant to be portrayed as.
Yeah. I think part of that problem is that some species are literally bigger than others. But yeah, he does look 30.
It's because of the way he's hunching over. It looks like he's like old and defeated teacher type person rather than a fucking... It's like Steve Buscemi. How do you do, fellow kids?
This guy also looks like a teacher, but apparently, yeah, he's meant to be like a third year.
Okay, I actually did assume he was a teacher, the way people were freaking out over him.
Yeah, he's like he's essentially like a super idol in terms of how the women see him.
We all know that prick.
Yep.
Something that doesn't happen in any other environment other than school.
Yep.
He's older than you! Fuck off! Okay. Wow.
Yeah, listen to how, like, suave his voice is as well.
Yeah, but I'd be really pissed if someone called me a pup.
Yeah, especially if you actually were a dog.
Well, it's more one of these where it's like, if it's from... this is going to be a fucked up fucking comparison. The Red Baron, right? He used to call his students his pups. And that's adorable because there's a relationship there.
Yeah.
This is some fucking stranger, so therefore the context is different. It's more insulting, you know? It's like, you're young, you're a puppy, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, so the bunny girl has just been bullied by a couple of bitches 10 floors up.
It would be a cat and a fucking... What is that, like a fucking chipmunk?
Like a weasel or tanuki or something.
Now, if she had some... That's a fucking step up.
Oh boy.
Now, I know mattresses are meant to be soft, right? But if one hits you from being chucked out a window, it'll fucking hurt, man.
Oh, so they were her roommates.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, they just chucked a mattress out and is basically saying, yeah, how about you find a new room now?
Now, you see, if she had some chops, she would have responded with, I hope you two get eaten next. Okay, so what's her deal?
She's a bunny, so people assume she's promiscuous.
That's dumb.
Well, you say that, but by the same token...
It's so, it's like, hey, this show, it's okay to be racist.
Oh, Louis got his poster up already.
Wait, so she wasn't really into the bullying, she was just doing it because the other one's the head bitch.
Oh, so it would seem.
Hmm.
Well, she was just standing by while the other two were doing it, yeah.
Well, she looks like the chipmunk, but from a different angle, though.
Wasn't it a cat and a... she's got different eyes.
Oh, I suppose.
The other one was more like a Tom Nook kind of tanuki eyes.
Stop saying tanuki, because that's a fucking mystical creature. You mean raccoon.
Yeah, same thing.
No, it's not. Tanukis are magic. Raccoons are not. Raccoons are fucking basically trash pandas with extra steps. Why are raccoons in Japan brown, but the ones in the States are grey?
I think the Japanese ones are raccoon dogs.
Oh, okay.
Which are technically a completely different species. I do like this rabbit being like a half black, half white. It's like a half moon kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's such a Japanese thing. It's like the heterochromia thing, but turned up to 11. Like, are they good or are they evil? Oh, so subtle.
Rabbits come from the moon and all that. Yeah, there we are. It's the raccoon on the left.
Okay. Okay, so that woman's pissed at her because a dude kissed her. Or she kissed a dude. It's not clear. Oh, lovely. Is this how school shootings happen?
Oh, Harlequin rabbits, okay. I did like the little bit of animation when she wrinkled her nose, and it just like gave that little bit of texture to her face.
And it's doing the fucking old jaded housewife bitch face from most animes.
Yep. It's one of these things where the really weird bit of the animation style is that the low frame rate, it looks weird in motion, but it makes every screenshot good.
I guess.
And it's like, this is how you do 3D animation right. Like, you make every individual frame look like a watercolor painting.
Okay, but for real though, fucking attention to detail. Look at the horrific goat eyes.
Oh, yeah. They're pretty good at doing things like that where they'll find a...
Oh, he's a cunt. Good to know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're both cunts. Yep, I hate it when people don't knock when they burst in.
Eh.
Bakugo Mink.
Oh, he's gonna get fucking...
Yeah, he's gonna get put in his place.
So, oh, jeez.
He's reassigning all the carnivores to behind the scenes, also it seems.
Oh, wow, I would bang that cheetah leopard lady.
She's a good-looking lady.
Oh, fuck, maybe I am a furry.
Dude, I was raised with Sonic the Hedgehog. If that's not the gateway, you know.
Dude, I couldn't tell you what the gateway was for me. Oh, yeah, I can. Robin Hood.
I mean, yeah, for a lot of people it was. Like, technically, I think I saw that beforehand, but yeah. So this is another one of the Legoshi establishing moments where he's being able to react immediately and throw himself in harm's way.
Yeah, but isn't the... I assume the gimmick is that predators have, sharper, reflexes.
Yeah, maybe so, but also it works both ways because prey need the sharper reflexes to live, but they also just need the numbers, really, because all they need to be is not the slowest.
Here's the thing as well, though, is the thing that's really bugging me is despite the somewhat unique premise, it's still following the fucking tropes of here's the main character, he puts duty above himself, and it's like, that's boring, but it's a Japanese trope that they love. That is just fucking rude.
That is incredibly homoerotic.
That sounds incredibly sexual.
We're sneaking into the auditorium tonight to give Zoe a rehearsal.
There
are not many ways this guy could act more rapey.
It's not... I feel very uneasy.
Oh man, is there any more of a bullied trope than having to dry off your clothes in the bathroom?
But the thing that's making me confused is she seems to live on campus, so why wouldn't she just go back to her room, have a shower, and dry her clothes normally?
Well, because, they know where her room is and they've been able to get into her room already.
By gun. Yeah, no shit, that's how things work in this universe.
That's just when we get to see the bit from the beginning of the episode, the super preview.
Certainly fucking looks it, don't it? It's not a fucking good thing to do, but the fact they can get away with this shit with the teachers being on increased patrol is fucking ridiculous.
I guess it's like a bit of an allegory for, oh, hello, a grasshopper guy.
Probably actually a locust, right?
Something like that, yeah. It's a bit of an allegory for school shootings and how, like, people seem to go about business as usual after one of those happens.
I don't think it is, though, is it? Because I don't think Japan gives a fuck about American issues.
No, they don't. But they probably would take the piss out of it when they're given the option.
I don't like that. I get it. It's trying to visually represent the fact that he can smell the pheromones and it's triggering like the carnivore instincts in his brain, I suppose. But you know, it's just weird. That's slightly cooler.
Yeah, the nerve endings and the blood vessels and all that.
That's fucking ridiculous.
He's setting himself on lava.
Alright, whoever did this drawing and animation must have really checked out rabbits.
Yep.
Because that was a pretty good fucking one-to-one of how a rabbit would react to, you know, hearing trouble.
Yeah, the rotating the ears like radars.
Alright, number one rule, guys. If you've got a predator after you, you don't run. Obviously, herbivores' instincts is to run and try and get away. But let's say you've got a bear or a lion or something. If you stand your ground, it is less likely to attack you.
Yeah, you square up and make yourself look as big of a threat as possible.
Yeah. Yep. Won't always work in your favour. You will probably still get mauled, but you got more of a chance by trying to stand your ground than running away. Running away means its brain switches into, oh, it's time to hunt.
Yeah.
I'm going to click watch. Fucking at 2 minutes of credits. What the fuck?
After about 1.5 minutes, it goes into the Netflix Forever credits.
Alright. But, yeah, I'll be real with you. I'm probably not going to stick with this series.
I think I watched a couple more episodes in subtitles, but off of Netflix, because back in the day, I didn't know that you could change to Japanese voice on Netflix.
Which is weird, because on mine it's usually defaulted to whatever the original language was.
Yeah, I think my profile is default to English.
Oh, fair enough, man, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know, man. The concept is unique, I'll give it that. But then, when you actually get into the episode, you're seeing the usual tropes of school in anime. You know? It's kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it's basically square peg hammered into round hole, and the square peg is the anthro characters.
Yeah. Like, change the setting for 1 second, right? Get rid of the fact that everyone's animals, and you could still have the exact same plot, except a student murdered another student.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
That's the thing. The animal aspect changes fuck all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, in some of these, the fact is that if the plot carries itself, then it's a decent plot normally.
I suppose, but it's such a generic one.
True. And now we're on to the different language parts of the credits, so...
Shout out to Carlo Vasquez, the one fucking name I managed to see in the fucking... in the flashes and voices. I think it was Portuguese as well. I don't think it was even Spanish.
I'm pretty sure the voice actor for Legoshi is a regular guest on the podcast that they do for Hell of a Boss.
Oh, okay, yeah, the other furry bait fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
Dude, just going back very quick, but at the end they had a little screenshot of what I assume is going to be the next episode, and boy, does that look also sexual as fuck.
Oh, is it the deer guy in the middle and a bunch of Yakuza-looking dudes?
No, it's the deer guy with a wolf guy hugging him from behind, except it's not really hugging, it's obviously restraining. But yeah, I suppose the important thing to do now is, Rick, do you have a favourite moment?
It's a really silly one, but I really liked when the bitch bunny, the one with the half moon face, just wrinkled her nose up. I just thought it was a really nice visual.
There you go, doing it again, making me get a fucking half-second fucking screen grab. You absolute arse donkey.
But yeah, how about your favourite moment?
It's really awkward, isn't it? Whenever we come to something where I didn't enjoy it, it's hard to pick a favourite moment, but I have to. I don't know, man. It was kind of sweet how he gave the love letter to the sheep and revealed that no, he's not actually a murder stalkerer, just a creepy stalkerer.
Yeah.
So on that, do you have an MVP?
I'm going to go with the animation department. And like we brought up a couple of times, that the body language of the animals and even like the little details, like ears swiveling, attention to details that are based on the species, like the goat's weird eyes, things like that. That's the whole thing that sets it apart from just a cartoony anthro kind of thing and actually puts some degree of realism into it.
Man, you're making me really work today with screen grabs because all the fucking credits at the end are in Japanese. So I don't actually know which bit is the animation department. So that's going to be fun.
How about you? Do you have an MVP?
I want to be a real fucking bitch about it and say no because it all sucked. I don't know. It's difficult because the characters are so goddamn unlikable.
Yeah.
Even the bunny who we're supposed to sort of be rooting for because her life's hell, it's just like, she hasn't done anything, you know? I don't feel the need to elevate this character because all she's done is be picked on so far. I know that sounds really shitty, but you know what I mean?
I feel like this first episode would have done better rolled onto the next one.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what happens in the next episode even, you know? It's hard to tell where this show's gonna go.
The second episode expands a lot more on the bunny and what she's been doing and how she is in the world.
On that exciting bombshell, where we only give out one MVP award because fuck this show. No, I'm not really that bitter over it. It's clearly not aimed at me. It's clearly not for me, and that's fine. Things can still be serviceable even though they're not to my tastes, you know?
Yeah. Like all those Sonic episodes I made you do.
Yep. I don't think I was anywhere near as bitchy about any of those as I have been about this.
No.
Anyway, guys, I guess all that's left to say really is thanks for joining us. If you've made it to the end of the episode, you are our favourite person. And yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, we've got the comment section down below if you're watching on YouTube. Alternatively, if you're listening via any of the audio platforms, then feel free to shoot us an email. Now, where would you send this email, you ask? Well, it's none other than nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. And yeah, hopefully you'll join us next week where we'll be tackling something brand new that releases on the day. So I hope you look forward to that. Bye, guys!
Bye!